the artist from Seattle. I'm going to be using Utrecht acrylic paints today. I'll kind of run through the colors I'm using. Burnt umber, red, yellow ochre, a light green. This is hooker's green with a little brown, black in it to make it darker. Cerulean blue, violet, and white. That's it. Just earth tones, and I'm gonna sketch this out with some burnt umber so you can see what I designed here. It's pretty cool. Seems like, I don't know if you want to follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter as well. I think it's called Paint with Rick on Twitter. And every time I put a waterfall on, I'm going to do a waterfall here. I'll kind of show you where it's at right here. It's going to drop from right here, the waterfall. And it's going to be pretty simple. The water is going to come from over here. This will be put some ground in here. I'm going to have some hills coming from here, cradling the mountain back here. I'm going to have the mountains kind of disappearing into the distance here, coming forward to this one, and have some distant mountains back there. This will be the water down here, kind of like it's going to splash up here. I'll have some bushes down here, some ground in here. The ground will be up here, just like that. That's the layout. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually painting on a gessoed over an old picture that I didn't like. Plus it had some of the paint got ripped off over there in the corner. The blue I'm using is cerulean blue. And I've got some additive and some water here. So I'm going to start with a blue sky with this cerulean blue. I only put one coat of gesso on this painting because I figured I'm going to paint some dark colors over it anyway. And I think it'll be fine. A little bit too much water, but that's all right. So I'm going to have a nice blue sky with some clouds, white clouds, and a nice white waterfall. That'll be the main attraction of this painting. I just got off of work. Actually, I work at Michael's, so I get a lot of this stuff for cheaper because we do get a employee discount. Trying to get rid of all that wetness up there. I've used a little bit of too much water. I'm going to let it dry just a little bit and then add some white to it. Let me move on to my mountains. I'm going to have some, these mountains back here are just going to be gray. The ones way, way in the back, a light gray, so they look far away. I'm mixing Payne's gray with some white. This should come out good. I'm basically going to run all the colors I want first, and then I'll start adding in the bushes and all that stuff. I'm going to put this main mountain in darker. I'm just using a filbert brush to get my main color down. It's a number 12. This is a 16 by 20. So I was at Michael's working today. We're already putting Christmas stuff out. If you can believe that. And they have this one, they have this, it was pretty cool. They have this plaster, you could buy this plaster stuff that's like already formed, like Christmas stuff, and they actually have a Michael's store with the name Michael's on it. Oh, I actually put it on a post. You can, yeah, I put the picture uh, as a post on YouTube. You can go check it out. It's kind of cool. It's the first time I've ever seen that. So I'm trying to get a nice, I'm adding more paint to my sky so I don't have so many lines in it. Like from the water. When you use too much water, it'll look like water paint up there. So I'm actually making the paint thicker up there now, so it's looks more like an oil painting. That looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna make these hills green, and this will be yellow ochre, water, dark. So like I said, I got some of this green here. I'm gonna put a little white in it. It's Cad Green Series 4. Now you can buy this Utrecht paint. It's pretty good. I like it. You don't have to get the high series numbers. Like some of these are Series 1. I got the Series 4 green because that's the only one they had, so I had to buy a better quality green. The higher the number, the better quality the paint. So what I'm going to do now is just block in some of this color. Like when I put my paint down, I kind of like to put another color with it. Like if it's just white like this, just to get a little different values going on there, that's fine. Or you could take a little like blue and add it in there just to get another color going in there with it as you're going down while it's wet. So I'm gonna, over here I'm gonna put a mixture of yellow ochre and a little burnt umber to darken up the yellow ochre a little bit. So this will maybe look like either wheat or grass that went dormant. But I doubt if the grass would go dormant out here with all this water. So just working my colors down just like this. This is going to be water here, so I'm going to mix some blue and Payne's gray and put a little water here. Some water there. I'm going to put the water down here now because I know this is going to be a pool down here. Pool of water. Yeah, every time I put people like, I guess they like waterfalls. When I put them on my Twitter, they seem to get the more likes on Twitter. This is going to be a wall here, like a cliff. And I'm going to have trees on top of it here. Put some ground in down here. I'm going to use a little burnt umber, just get some groundwork going down here, over here. Maybe I'll put some boulders down here. Forgot all this is water up here. This is all water here. I grabbed a little purple there. Alright, there's the water down there. So these are going to be trees. Let me put in, trying to think what color I want these cliffs. Probably gray. I'm going to start off with like a dark Payne's gray with a little white in it. So it's almost the color of the mountains. This will be like, I'll probably use a knife and put some stuff in there. Like, so it looks like rocks and stuff. I'm going to put some color behind the waterfall because it would be like a cliff behind there too, behind the drop. Very good. Let me see how this is looking. Let me straighten out the camera here. Trying to keep that sunlight out there. Looks cool. I like the way this came out here. With this will be ground over here, and the waterfall coming off the top here. Let me put in. I'm going to put in my trees, right, my dark color. I'm going to use my hooker green right here. Hooker green over here. These are going to be some kind of bushes, trees. And these are going to be bushes down here. I pretty much laid out the whole painting with this filbert brush. This is all the underpaint is all done now, so that looks cool. Now I can start painting. I'm going to put my waterfall in, believe it or not, first so you can see what I'm seeing. So I'm going to use acrylic fan brush. I'm going to use a little bit of, get my brush wet a little bit. And make sure I got enough paint on there to put the waterfall in. So I'm going to come from both ways. So this is just acrylic fan brush. And I'm just letting the brush do the work. The best results is if you can do it with one swipe, you know, and just leave some of the color in there from behind. I kind of like that. That looks good. And then, you know, of course, the edge of the, we'll have some water coming from the edge. But I'm going to use a knife today. I'll just put a little water in here so you can kind of get an idea what this is going to look like down here. Then I'm going to have some water splashing up here. Look at that. It's coming out pretty good so far. I guess I'm going to have my light coming in from the left here. So let me put some color on this mountain up here. bit of snow up there. That's about all I want to do on that today. I want the mountains to look far away. See how that looks. Wow. It's pretty good. Pretty amazing. I'm just going to leave it like that for a while. Let my eyes set on it. I'm going to grab a little burnt umber on a wet brush and kind of glaze it in at the bottom of the mountain here. So the mountain kind of looks brownish at the bottom. Just like that. Just a little. Alright, it's looking good. It's looking good so far. I'm kind of tired today. I don't know why. It is early. I had to get up and go to work at 5 in the morning. I think I want to make some evergreen trees here. I don't know why. I just I was just gonna put regular round tree tops up there. I want it to, I guess, look like evergreen trees. That looks pretty good. It's gonna take me longer now, but I think it'll make the hill look a lot better if it's got these type of trees poking up on the hills. I'll probably just what I'm gonna do, I'll run them down a little more, but not in the video, so you don't have to watch me make trees. I want to edge the edge of this water here with some color so the river is contained by just pulling some dark color from the edge of the river. Just like that. Good enough for now. I'll probably put some bushes on there. That's all I wanted to do for now. going to use my stencil brush, but I'm actually going to just keep using this acrylic fan brush, and I want to make these like big bushes down here. So I'm just going to use the fan brush to create the bushes. And I'll highlight them. Put a few bushes over here. And I'll put some rocks down there, I'm thinking. I really like this. It's looking good. Let me get some water on the edge of my land here so you can kind of see what I'm thinking. How the water's going to run down to the waterfall. If you use a knife, just make sure you keep your knife straight. And you can put this white paint anywhere you want, but just keep your knife straight, okay? And then it'll look like it'll look all right. Doesn't that look cool? Looks like the water's flowing down. Now, if you do that up there, you're gonna have to do it down here as well to keep the painting looking the same. Okay. I mean, if you use that technique up there, I would use it down here as well in the water. Okay, so it looks right. Now the cliffs, I don't know. I'm gonna go to the other knife now. I cleaned it the other day. I didn't get all the paint off, but I used the sand block. Now I'm gonna try and turn these into cliffs. Let's see if I can do it. I'll start with a little white and maybe just a little at the top at first. I think that's going to be fine. It might be too bright, but that's alright. I can always darken it up a bit. I'm letting the paint break with the knife. I'm not pressing hard. I'm just letting it come off the knife very without pressing it, okay? Alright, I'll work on that in a little bit, but there's our cliffs. I kind of like it. So I'm going to make these bushes down here light green. I'm going to put some white into my greenish color. on a fan brush, and I'm going to highlight these bushes now. Just like that, nothing hard. I'll keep the same color over here. Might add some different color in there, but that's enough for now. Trying to hurry. Let me see where I'm at. The time. 31 minutes. I like the layout. It looks really good. Now, I might not be able to finish it in this setting, but I don't want to go over 40 minutes today. Let me put some clouds up here now. I wanted to have like a big cloud in here coming from the mountain, up behind the mountain. Let's see if I can make it work. May have used too much water. I'll let it dry for a little bit, but yeah, I used too much water on there. So do another one like that over here. Less water this time. If you like Johnny Cash, Lisa and I did some songs uh, yesterday. We did a live three Johnny Cash songs because yesterday was the day Johnny Cash died, like 20 years ago or something. So we did some Johnny Cash songs. Folsom Prison. Uh, all his hit songs, you know. changing that cloud. I didn't like the way it was looking. It's not a good brush to stamp with, so I'm going to actually paint these in. There we go. I like that better. It's a better look. Just put some gray shadows underneath. Alright, let's see how that looks. Pretty good. I got a little carried away with my clouds, but I kind of like it. I might have to come in here with the little like cerulean blue again and just add more color to the sky. Just like that. This is fun. This is kind of like, you know, painting on the fly. I like it. There we go. Hopefully you're picking up some tips here. Basically just adding more blue over the clouds to make the sky look a little brighter. Mix the clouds up a bit. Alright, that's enough on the clouds. I'm going to try and I'm going to change my hills. I'm going to try yellow ochre on this side. Get a wet brush and just grab some yellow ochre on it, and I'm going to glaze this hill with yellow ochre. Just to get rid of that, you know, that really dark, that dark look on the hill, okay? See how it was kind of too much contrast here? And on this side I'll use the color I used, had a little burnt umber in it. I'm going to just glaze this hill so it's not so dark. That's just like that. Doesn't that look better now? Got rid of that really dark, and it made the trees stand out more. Since our light is coming from the left over here, I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. I'm going to glaze this hill with some yellow over here. Maybe it'll look like the sun's hitting over there, okay? Leave this side dark. You can put a little yellow in this too. Still wet, but all right, I'm really liking this. I think all I'm gonna do is, you know, I'll probably put a few rocks down here, but I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'll probably leave these hills the way they are. Uh, you can run some distant trees back here if you want, is what I'll probably do when I shut the camera off. Really small distant trees on the bottom of that mountain. Uh, you can work these hills a little better if you want. You can add more things, like you can add a tree in down here if you want. A tree off the edge of this cliff right in here is probably what I'll do. Let me put one in right now for you so you can see what I mean. And then I'm going to end it. I'll put a few birds in there. So right on this cliff, I'll put a tree right here. Should look pretty good. Maybe kind of turning a little. Make it nice, tall, and skinny. So I'm pretty much going to hit right on my trunk and press harder as I come down. Get wider at the bottom. Just like that. There we go. That looks good. Now, since I did that, we might as well put some bushes on the top of the cliff here, under the tree. Maybe hanging off the cliff here. Just like that. Now grab a little bit of, I'll highlight that with yellow ochre now. Put a little bit of yellow in it. Little bit of yellow ochre. Let's see. Let me highlight from this way. Let's see. There we go. Just get some highlights in there with yellow ochre. Might as well do that over here and put some bushes on the top of this cliff. I'll highlight those in a little better. All right, so there you go. That's all I'm gonna do. Let me get a liner brush. I like the layout. There's a lot more to do, so I mean, if you like this layout, I think it came out pretty good. Uh, Lots and lots more to do here. I'll try and give you some ideas with this liner brush. Uh, Make sure it's staying in focus. Yeah, it's coming out pretty good. Uh, Run some branches down here. Twigs. Twigs everywhere. Everywhere you have bushes. But all right, that's all I'm going to do on the twigs. You get the idea. But I'm dipping into my water that has the the flow additive to it, so it helps the paint flow off my liner brush a little better. See that? And if you get your liner brush kind of wet with that water, then mix it in with the black paint, then it'll flow better off your liner brush. Okay. You can use. Let me get some white. You can add white branches in here as well. The other thing is, I always forget to show you, like at the bottom of your bushes, if you put some white lines under the bushes, it'll help look like the branches. Okay, just really straight white. I didn't do those too good, but just some white lines underneath in the dark area. Here, I'll show you down here on these. like that. It makes it look like there's branches underneath there now. You don't have to do it everywhere, but all right, guys, that's all I'm gonna do. Man, that came out pretty decent for. Look at that. It's got everything you want in a landscape. I'm thinking. I'm still gonna work it. I got nice clouds. Got those distant mountains. We got a nice mountain range here. Got some side hills over here. We're coming forward. We got more distant trees here. We got a nice tree in the foreground here with the cliff, waterfall. I forgot to put the splash. I didn't finish the water for you, but splash some water up here. Put a rock down here. So, all right, it's looking good. Thanks for watching, and I'll put the final image on a post. Look at that. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Happy with this one.